Do. Okay, and then we'll get this session recorded. So, welcome to day 5. It is the last day of the Holistic Health and Weight Loss Docuseries, Real Strategies for Real Heroes. My name is Pamela Pedrick. And then we'll get this session recorded. Busy women come to me when they are ready to ditch the constant yo-yo dieting, the weight regain, the fatigue, and they want natural holistic solutions that work for their own unique bodies because they want to lose weight now instead of later. And when we work together, we get their bodies or metabolism working so that they're burning fat more efficiently, they're gaining muscle, they're getting fit, and they are light and free. And oftentimes it's that emotional freedom and lightness that they want and that they get as well. So good morning. Yeah, that's okay, Karen. You're fine. You're good. Yeah, it looks like Christina was going to come in, but something might have happened, and we had another speaker who was going to go on. At some time, they have their own things going on, so sometimes life's on them, like that gives on all of us, and so they might be coming in a little bit later. But today was day 5, and so today's theme is all about next level health strategies like biohacking, and one of the things that we really do need to address is gut health. And so today, Dr. Grace Liu is talking about how you can raise your GLP-1 naturally. And she is the gut health expert. She is a pharmacist by trade, and so she actually creates her own supplements. Most of them are specifically to support the gut, because if your gut is not healed, and there's a lot of women out there, men too, who the gut, leaky gut, a lot of health gut issues, could have small intestinal bacterial overgrowth called SIBO. It really does impact your health and your weight. And you could potentially be doing all the things, but if your gut is not working properly, then you're going to see little to no results. So I highly recommend, if you're like, what is this whole gut health thing? Watch her presentation, because even I myself had gut issues. I had a little bit of leaky gut going on because I'm highly reactive to gluten, and gluten's one of the most highly that really will impact your gut. Artificial sweeteners, there's a whole host of other things as well, but we're seeing a lot with gluten, especially here in the US. And then also today we have Michaela Morell, the biohacking fix your favorite health expert didn't know about. I love her presentation. She gives a little bit of a demonstration there as well. And don't forget to grab your gifts. The days are only open for 48 hours. So yesterday, day 4, is still open until tomorrow morning, 7:59 a.m. Eastern Time. Today's content will be open until Sunday, 7:59 a.m. Eastern Time. So you still have time to catch up on yesterday's and today's. And in the 8 p.m. Eastern Time emails that go out, actually in every day, like today's email went out, I gave you a link to yesterday's content at the bottom. So check those important links at the bottom of your emails. If you've missed any day and you want the gifts, the Body Breakthrough Pack is where it will have everything, including the bonus gifts that every speaker is gifting you, and some of the gift contributors as well. So you get extra resources and tools that you can use to accelerate your results, and you get lifetime access to all the presentations. Now, if you don't want all of the gifts, you can just buy the presentations in the speaker sessions replay vault as well. Let me grab that gift for you if you're watching live. I am streaming on YouTube. I'll put that in there once this session is over. So the speaker session replay vault, it's just the sessions, but it's every single session you get lifetime access to. And because it's only the speaker sessions, it's a lower price point than the Body Breakthrough Pack. But the Body Breakthrough Pack is your one-stop shop, so to speak. So that's the link to the speaker session vaults in the chat here on YouTube. Excuse me, on Zoom. But the Body Breakthrough Pack is the one that has every single thing for you. So let's talk about biohacking a little bit. I'm all about biohacking. And so biohacking is simply like you're taking your health and wellness to the next level. Like there's lots of different tools and resources that you can utilize to literally biohack. Okay. Some of the things that you can start off if it feels like it's too much for you to do is a lot of gyms now have what's called the infrared saunas, IR, or red light therapy. Okay. Now, red light therapy is really good. So there's different waves with red light therapy. There's near, mid, and far. The infrared sauna, like the ones you actually sit in, have all three. It helps to detox. It helps you lower your inflammation, and basically you sweat, but it's getting to everything, mid, near, and far. Uh, all the infrared red lights there. Now, red light therapy in and of itself, it might only have one or two. There's the red light therapy mats. There's the red light therapy for hair growth, for your face. So that's one of the things with biohacking that we're seeing a lot of people do. I myself do the sauna, and it's really good to open up your detox pathways. Let's talk about your detox pathways. So, our body has a natural capability to detox. Our skin, biggest organ of our body, through our sweat, we're detoxing. We're getting rid of toxins and chemicals. Our liver and kidneys filter out some things as well. We urinate and we have bowel movements. So, those are the primary ways. But oftentimes, what happens is where our toxic burden is so high. Maybe you work around a lot of chemicals. Maybe, you don't have the luxury to buy organic because there's pesticides and herbicides in our food. Maybe you eat a lot of processed food. Maybe you're around smokers. You're not smoking, but you are around smokers. And there is third-hand smoking when it gets on your clothes. Your clothes smell like smoke. That's third-hand smoking. Maybe you live in an area where there's a lot of industries. There's a lot of smog, lots of smoke. I used to live in a small town, and it was back in the 1910s, 1920s where this town was formed. So we had like cookie cutter houses for the industry, manufacturing company to work at. So I grew up in a very small industry, style house, very small town. And every so often they release some fumes that would smell, and we're like, oh, they just released some fumes. And back in the day, it was like, oh, yeah, whatever. But as we started to learn more about toxins and chemicals and what it's doing to us, I swam in the water that was near there. So we can get exposed unknowingly because you don't know what you don't know. Yes, red light therapy is really good. Now, there's one specifically, there's one specifically for hair. There's one for, and a lot of gyms are starting to get the ones where it's you stand and you get the red light therapy. And they call it the beauty, what do they call it? I just call it red light therapy, but they call it beauty something or other because it helps you to stimulate collagen and things like that. But the infrared sauna is the one where it really will help you to sweat, to offload toxins and chemicals. So yeah, you might unknowingly be surrounded by, or can't get rid of toxins and chemicals. And so we do need to offload. I liken it to if you've ever had a facial. You went to a esthetician, you had a facial, and what would they tell you? You need to come back every so often for another facial. Get those dead skin cells out, get that new skin glowing and going, right? And I liken that to our body as well. We can get junked up, and so we need to offload for our health, vitality, and weight maintenance or weight release if you need to release some weight. And for those who have certain issues like mold specifically, which I do, mold exposure, where our detox pathways are shut down. So if you start to do a detox, a cleanse, you're going to feel kind of sick. Ask me how I know. Because your detox pathways are shut down. You can't offload. What happens is, let's give you a little bit of physiology here today. I'm a nurse, I'm a science geek, a little bit of physiology, but in a way that you can understand it. Oftentimes, the fat on your body is to protect you from getting really sick. So a lot of the toxins and chemicals are called lipophilic, meaning they're fat. They love the fat. And fat will encapsulate the toxins and chemicals so they're not in your bloodstream. Because if it's in your bloodstream, you're going to get really, really sick. So the body has a unique creative mechanism called obesogens that makes your body create more fat cells. So if your toxic burden is high, you're going to maintain fat on your body to protect you. until you're able to offload. When we offload via the clean food that we're eating, because food is naturally detoxifying, maybe you're taking some supplements, maybe like aloe and garlic are good detoxifying, or you're going to the gym and you're trying to sweat out. But if you have those toxins free floating in your bloodstream and you can't get them out, that's where you start to feel sick, headachy, nauseous, not feeling the best. Like I'd feel really, really sick because my detox pathways were shut down. It had nowhere to expedite. It did, but it was clamped down. It's like you have your pipes are full and you have a little bit of water coming out. Like there's a blockage there somewhere. That's kind of like how it is. So we need to open up our detox pathways, and that's where infrared saunas can be really, really beneficial, especially if you have exercise intolerance, meaning if you get too hot, you get feel sick, you can't continue on. That's a sign of mold toxicity potentially. If you're very sensitive to scents, that's usually a big red flag, mold toxicity. And histamine intolerance and mold toxicity go hand in hand. And you could have been exposed to it years ago, right? Or you could have been, exposure here, exposure there, exposure, anywhere with that. It doesn't necessarily have to be like right now being exposed to it. So infrared sauna, so a lot of gyms are starting to have either just the red light therapy or the sauna or both. So check your local gyms, because it's free for, your membership and reap the benefits of that. Use it. You don't have to purchase it. There are things that you can buy in the home. I do have some clients who will buy the mats. There's also the ones where you actually kind of sit in. It's like a tent that you sit in. So that's one of the things that you can do biohacking wise to really help your body. That's usually my go-to as well. When it talks about biohacking, once again, you don't need to do, all the bells and whistles, pick what's going to work for you, but rebounding, which is a mini trampoline, but it has a little bit more resistance than your typical trampoline. Like the mat, it's like a little tighter. It's with metal springs. There's ones that have the bungee cords, but usually if you buy them, you have to put the bungee cords on them. I've done that and I couldn't do it. I actually ended up giving it to my friend, and she and her husband put it together. And I just bought the ones that are spring loaded, ready to go. All I need to do is put the feet on. Like, it's so easy to do. So rebounding, doesn't matter. They're all good. Just Google red light therapy. And I see your question, Karen. Yeah. Red light therapy, just Google it. There's lots of options out there today. And then just read the reviews. That's what I typically do. And so rebounding helps promote lymphatic drainage. So same thing, if you're not flowing with your lymph, so our lymph nodes are all over our body, all over in our brain and our gut. And so what they do is they help expedite us getting out the junk from our body. So if you ever gone to the doctor and they're like going this or checking your throat, they're palpating or feeling for your lymph nodes. Are they swollen? Because that's indicative of you're sick. There's something going on. You're inflamed. So if your pipes are backed up, it can cause a whole host of health issues as well, because that junk is just sitting in your body. So rebounding is a good way to get some lymphatic drainage going on. It's low resistance. I recommend it because it's really great no matter what your mobility is. Like if you need to use a cane to walk or some support, or your stamina is not that good, it's a really good, because it'll come with a bar that you can put on place. Just hold it and just simply just bouncing. Just that movement without doing anything else, you're still going to reap benefits of that rebounder. You can even just sit on it. Sometimes it, but I don't follow any certain regimen. Like I get on like 15 minutes in the morning. I'll put on my weighted vest at times, but I just do my own thing. Put on some music. I just do my own thing, reaping the benefits. Actually, rebounding is one of the things that NASA does with their astronauts, which is kind of cool. There's a whole bunch of physics to it. So if you're a science geek, you can read behind all the physics behind it too. Just research rebounding. I do have a video on YouTube where I talked about the benefits as well. My channel is Pamela Pedrick RN on YouTube, so you can just do at Pamela Pedrick RN, and you'll find my YouTube channel there as well. So we talked about red light therapy, we talk about the rebounding. One of the things that is becoming very popular is the weighted vest. So as we age, we lose muscle. So protein is really important. So we got to eat our protein, 100 to 120 grams per day for women. You might be, but it's all individualized. Okay? You might not be able to do 100 grams. Maybe it's 90. Some women can do 130 or 140 because they're elite athletes and they're lifting. That is all the macros are individualized to you and what you're doing. We give you a range. So, which is what I do in my Beyond the Fork Academy, and the Ultimate Beyond the Fork Blueprint is we find your sweet spots as well. And we focus specifically on your right nutrition. Are you fueling your body properly with the food your body loves? So when it comes to, I just lost my train of thought there. What were we talking about? So we're talking about the red light therapy, the rebounding. We're talking about nutrition, and you got to find the right spot for you. Oh, the weighted vest. As we age, we do need to do a little bit more weights so that we maintain our muscle. And muscle helps to support our bones. And by the way, weights also help to have stronger bones as well. With that, I'm just reading the comments here. Heard about rebounding, its benefits. I actually, that was me. That was me. I see where you live. I see where you live, Maria. There's smaller rebounders that you can get. So I got one because I too lived in a small trailer. And it wasn't that much with the shaking. I didn't notice it for at least where I lived. But there's smaller ones in diameter versus bigger ones. So like I had to get a smaller one because I moved, and so I didn't have as much of a diameter. Yeah, so rebounder is like a trampoline. It's just that it has more resistance to it. So instead of jumping high like a trampoline, you're trying to jump high. This isn't the high jump high, like high. It's just it has more resistance. So and you can end up like jogging. Like I don't jog outside on pavement. I jog on my rebounder. I walk outside on the pavement. I don't jog. But yeah, you can look at. I have a video on YouTube that explains all the benefits. And when it comes to brand, I just recommend, because they're all good, just do the ones that have the springs, the middle springs. Because then when you get it, all you need to do is put the feet on it, the legs. If you get the one with a bungee, you're going to have to put all those bungees on, and it is difficult to put those on. So I gave it to my friend and her husband, and now she and her kids are using it. Yes, rebounding is good. So also we need to separate weighted vests. As we get older, we do need to do some weights. It doesn't need to be heavy weights if you don't want the bulk up. Like light weights are good as well because it helps to build that lean muscle mass. So you're not losing muscle, and it helps to support your bones as well, strong bones. And so weighted vest is a way that you can get some of that weight in, and all you need to do is walk. I have women who I heard they just walk over. When they do their cleaning, they put their weighted vest on when they clean. So you don't have to do activity unless you want to. I tend to put it on when I'm on my rebounder, my last 5 to 10 minutes. I'll just put it on because I can't really jump high and really get the movement in because I'm trying to stretch out at the same time, but getting some resistance in with the weights. And so if you're at the gym and you're looking for a trainer, don't get the one who is all about bulking up and are thinking that you're a 20-year-old, right? Because as we age, women, we don't need hardcore cardio unless you're an elite athlete. You don't. You just need to get a little bit of weight. So with my last trainer, I said, I just want weights. Don't make me do tons of cardio. I said, I will warm up before I get here. So I'd get on my rebounder before I got in my car, got to him, and we just focused specifically on weights. And you also want a trainer because, okay, they take the same certifications, but not every trainer is the same, kind of like a doctor, right? Not every doctor is the same when it comes to bedside manner or what they know, right? Get one who's really going to help you with your form so that you don't injure yourself. Get one who also knows that if you have exercise intolerance, you can't go full force. So I had my trainer, my last trainer I had, He was all about soon, and I did a free session with him first. So you can trial them out. Most of them will give you a free session. You can trial them out. I had one trainer, I'm like, absolutely not. I'm sorry, but no. And I had this trainer, I'm like, oh, he's already commenting on my forum. Do it this way, make sure this way. I'm like, oh, I'm liking this. And that's why I paired up with him. And you can literally, depending on where you live and how many gyms are, like I literally at one summer went from I just did all the free sessions to choose my trainer. Is how I did it. Right now, I currently do not have a trainer. I just do it on my own. Yes, Maria, there will be replay posted in the Facebook group. And then if you purchase the Body Breakthrough Pack, it'll be in the Body Breakthrough Pack as well. So there are some things that you can biohack. You can definitely do more biohacking, what I call up-leveling biohacking. I have an acquaintance of mine that every time we meet on Zoom, I'm like, what's the latest and greatest in biohacking? Because she's always there. So she's just like, oh, this is what's going on, the biohacking scheme. Another thing with biohacking, you might have heard about nootropics. I'll put it in the comments how you spell it. It's this. Okay, nootropics. Yeah, okay, so it'll be in the Body Breakthrough Pack. They're not in there just yet, but they will be by this weekend or during the weekend when I'll upload everything up into that pack as well. Thank you for asking that question. So there's something called nootropics. So this started to become a little bit more popular, but the last maybe 2, 3 years, like I had known about them, but now you start to hear everyone, like all the influencers are talking about nootropics. So nootropics help with your brain fog, so you're not so brain foggy, energy without the jitters, mental clarity and focus, and just calm energy. You're not hyped up, you're just calm. And so with nootropics, it's a variety of different supplements, I don't say supplements, but nutrients for your body so that you're not so brain foggy. It helps because it does is it calms overall inflammation, but specifically in the brain, which is why you get that better mental clarity and better focus as well. There's different types of formulations for nootropics. If you have ADHD or ADHD tendencies, I'm not a doctor, I'm not here to diagnose you with that, but if you know, I do see, because I have ADHD tendencies, especially during a summit week or an event where I'm just like, squirrel, 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 and I find things all over the place. I'm like, oh, that's where I put it. So it really helps me with my focus. So I'm not so ADHD, tendencies with that. And I've noticed it's a calm energy as well. So with anything, any supplements, that would be the Rise. Yes, that would be the Rise product. Yeah, Karen is a nootropic. So it can come in supplements. The one I choose is a powder form that has B vitamins, methylated B vitamins. And let's talk about methylation. So you might have heard about the MTHFR gene mutation. Okay. What that does is there's something in our body that converts the inactive vitamins into their active form. So for instance, you might have heard about folic acid. That's the inactive form. The active form is folate. So when we take vitamins or nutrients that aren't activated, our body has to work through different enzymes in the process to convert it into its active form. For those of us who have that MTHFR gene mutation, and testing shows 3, like do you have 3 of them? I have 2 of the 3, so I really don't convert a whole lot. We're still converting, but not as much. And so we still get some benefits, but it also, what happens is we're at a higher risk for cardiovascular issues because our homocysteine, which is a marker for cardiovascular inflammation, methylated B vitamins, for those of us who have MTHFR gene SNP, it helps that process, with that inflammatory process. So if we have that mutation, we're at higher risk for cardiovascular issues because we're not getting the full benefit. B vitamins help to really with that inflammatory process with our cardiovascular inflammation. So if you have history of health issues in your family, I do, both sides of my family have health issues, grandparents wise and dad. Actually, it's just on, yeah, both sides. I was trying to think things through. I'm like, yeah, they have both sides. Then I'm at even an increased risk genetically. So I do make sure that my B vitamins I take are methylated, and the nootropic I take, it does have a B vitamin complex that are methylated. So it's mango lemonade. They actually they're coming out with a pineapple blend today. So make a pina colada. What you'll also see is you can make a mocktail. So if you feel like alcohol, you don't feel like it's the best for your body, like you don't feel all that great, which a lot of women are starting to see, especially perimenopause, menopause, alcohol really isn't the greatest. I mean, in of itself it isn't anyway. But we're finding research-wise that it really is impacting hormones with perimenopause, menopause, and so I've noticed myself that I don't feel the best. And like, so I've been, do I still drink alcohol? Yes, but not. I'm very mindful that might take a hit with that. So you can make a mocktail out of it. Put in little different things people and I see with their nootropic that they're dealing with. All right, so there's a little bit with biohacking. There's so much more when it comes to that. Biohacking, it doesn't have to be expensive for you. Pick and choose which one you want to do, one level at a time. I layered them in. The first thing I did was I got a rebounder. I was like, because I can put it in a room and then go and jump on it for 5 minutes, come in the room, jump in for another 5 minutes. And so you don't need to work out for like 45 minutes to an hour. Because I'm not one, I look at my watch, like I got things to do. Once I hit the 30-minute mark, once I hit the 20-minute mark, I'm like, I got things to do. So it's incremental. You can do 10 minutes 3 times the day, right? Go for a 10-minute walk 3 times a day. Step on a rebound or march in place. You don't need to do it consecutively. You can fit it in. Brandon Burchard is really good at this. Every 50 minutes, he does like in between his calls, because he's an elite coach for lots of people, is he'll do a little bit of Tai Chi with breath work to really get his energy going again. And he'll do like maybe 5 to 10 minutes of that, and then he'll hop on his next call. Being sedentary, sitting down the majority of the day is as if you're smoking. That's how damaging it is to the body. So even if you're not smoking, you're still reaping those consequences as if you were a smoker. It's just as damaging to the heart and to the body. So you need to move your body 5 minutes at a time, 10 minutes at a time. When I'm cooking dinner, I'll have the music on. I'm just dancing around as I'm cooking dinner. Like, it doesn't need to be difficult. I'm all about effortless. Still the word effort in there, but a lot less. And fit it in. As you're brushing your teeth that night, do some squats, march in place. As you're folding laundry, you can get a stability ball, pretty cheap at Walmart. A ball big enough so that you can sit on it and you can do some bounce. Like, you can just fold the laundry. You gotta use your core to not fall off. So you're engaging your muscles. You can bounce a little bit on it. So it doesn't need to be difficult. These are ways that you can definitely biohack your health with less effort, effortlessly. All right, that's all I have for today. To your health. It's been my pleasure to serve you and support you during these past 5 days of the Holistic Health and Weight Loss Docuseries. Don't forget, yesterday is still up. Tomorrow's and it'll end tomorrow. Karen, did you have a question?
Yes. Hi, Pamela. I
Hello.
have 2 questions,
Mhm.
actually. Sorry, I'm not on screen, but I am
That's
literally
okay. Mhm.
okay.
No worries.
Okay. So you were saying that to get a weighted vest,
Hmm.
that when
You
we're
can.
cleaning or the last 5 minutes on a rebounder, um, but what if we're a little bit older and we haven't lifted weights, and we can actually see our arm muscles not as strong. So
Yeah, yeah. So are you talking about the weighted vests? Like what weights to get?
Well, yeah, I mean, I know I should use my gym that's $5 a month for
Hmm.
30 years. Otherwise, I'm throwing away that money.
Hmm.
So my brothers are trying to push me to do that. But I mean, I'm saying if we haven't lifted weights for a while, does a weighted vest really help, or do we have
Yeah,
to?
it's all about that resistance,
Mhm.
right? Because it's kind of like the swimming pool. Like when you're in the swimming pool, you don't feel it, but as soon as you get out, you're like, oh, my muscles, like I really worked. I liken it to that. Because you're getting that resistance in. You're not like lifting weights, but it's like if you do zone two cardio walking with a weighted vest, you're going to exponentially increase the benefits sooner rather than later.
Is it too hard to walk if you haven't done it or
There's
no?
different sizes. There's ones that come to under your chest, under your breasts. Mine comes down further, and you're just walking with it.
Okay.
Walking with it. So
All right.
you get the one that you feel like is going to be comfortable for you. And if you don't like it, you can just send it back to Amazon. That's where I got mine. And it comes in different weights, 8 pounds, 12 pounds. There might be a lighter weight. You just have to look per brand.
And
And it's adjustable. You clip it at the sides, so it's
okay.
adjustable.
And what weights do you recommend for us to have the best benefits?
Kettlebells are really good for women.
Okay. But with
Kettlebells.
the rebound vest, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of two different things. But
That's
with
okay.
the weighted vest, what weights would you recommend for us?
Start low. If you're very new and you don't know how your body's, I think I have an 8 pound. It might be a 12. I don't even remember how many pounds I have. But it's like sand or something, like in rows. It's like all throughout. So it's not like it's proportional throughout the weight is what I want
Okay.
to say. The weight is scattered proportionally throughout the vest.
All right. And then thank you for that. And
You're
then
welcome.
you were saying that as we get older, we don't need as much cardio. Is that because our bodies are incapable of doing what we were
You're
20?
stressing the body out more. The
Oh,
heart is a muscle. Muscles need weights and resistance. See, back in the day, it was all about cardio for heart, right? But
mhm.
the heart's a muscle. The heart needs weights. The heart needs protein. And as we age, we lose that. We get less protein in. We're doing, if you haven't done weights yet. So it all comes into play all synchronously, increasing your protein, which most women are barely getting 50 grams a day. And then slowly, it doesn't need to be heavy weights, just something to get that resistance in, um, you know, to start maintaining your muscle so you're not losing.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. My pleasure. All right. It's been virtual high five for those who have been hanging. Even if you're watching the replay, you're still putting yourself higher on your list of priorities. Don't feel bad if you couldn't make it to any of the live sessions. If you're watching the replays, getting the gifts, you are still taking action because no action is still an action, but you're taking action to put yourself higher on your list of priorities. To your health, the Ultimate Beyond the Fork Blueprint is still open. Enrollment closes on Tuesday. So, this is how you can really know what to eat for your own personal body to help you to know how much protein you need to offload toxins and chemicals to reset your metabolism. And let me tell you, those who are in the blueprint have lost up to 14 pounds within 2 weeks. Lily's bloating went away by day 5. Her cravings went away by day 3. Gina, her autoimmune symptoms significantly decreased. She stopped binge eating. Dawn released 14 pounds in 2 weeks. Her energy and her focus were back. She performed better at work. Danielle released 25 pounds. So the Ultimate Beyond the Fork Blueprint is not a 6 month program. It is 8 weeks of coaching and learning so that together we work to reset your metabolism, know exactly what you need to eat for your body, start listening to the biofeedback that your body has been giving you so that it's effortless. As Gina put it, if you saw her video, it's like we're layering this in and it wasn't that difficult. She was actually restricting herself of food she really didn't need to. And potentially that's you. You're depriving yourself of food or certain food groups that you really don't need to because you've been told to and you weren't into tapping in your body. So it's not cookie cutter, it is individualized as well. Awesome. Have a great day. To your health. We'll see you